I fell asleep and I'm naked. Just give me a minute to get some coffee and wake up and stuff. Oh, yeah. It kind of sounded like Lorraine from Mad TV, didn't it? Centrum multivitamins makes your pee interesting colors. Alrighty. Oh, yeah. Got my caffeine, got my multivitamin. I'm dressed. I'm feeling much more alive now. Okay, so I promised you some customer service stories, didn't I? Well, there's a couple of jobs I wanted to sort of focus on a little bit. There was one that was actually one of those big box bookstores. I worked there for a couple of years. And then the other was, of course, the movie theater, which most of you know I worked at for another couple of years, shortly after the bookstore. So, a couple stories from the bookstore. I remember there was this really cool Irish woman who worked there for a very short time. Don't remember her name. I just remember I really enjoyed when I was on shift with her because she had a very dry sense of humor and was just a lot of fun. So there's this one time this guy came into the store with this huge, like a big green garbage bag. It was like that size, but it was clear and it was full of empty cans. And he's like dragging this thing, clanking and banging through the store and stuff. And at one point, the Irish girl walks by and she tripped over the bag of cans. And the guy just like pulls his can. He's like, Jesus Christ! And she's like, sorry, I didn't mean to trip over your huge bag of cans in the store. Yeah, why don't you go to the recycle depot first? Then go to the bookstore and spend all your hard-earned can money on that book you're looking at. And then there were the people who just seemed to have stepped into the store out of a time warp. Like I remember was one time there was this old lady, looked like she was about 173, came up to me and said, "Excuse me." And I was like, yeah. Well, I was like, what do you want? No. It's like, can I help you? So she asked me, yes, I'm looking for a book. Where's the man who sits at the back of the store and tells you what books you can get? I'm like, I don't know of any man at the back of the store who tells you what books you can get. It's like, oh, well, he used to be at the back of the store and he'd tell you what kind of books you can get. And I said, well, we have a computer where you can put in the title of the book and look it up. But she didn't seem to know what a computer was. But I'm just picturing that. I'm trying to visualize what exactly she's asking me. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Picturing this guy, like, sitting way at the back of the store at a desk, just, like, watching everybody. He's like, you can't have that book. Put it back. It's like, but it's the one I want. It's like, I didn't say you could have it. The man who sits at the back of the store and tells you what books you can get. Now, a lot of people who frequent my channel watch the Dead Space videos that I've been doing, and in part 16 of those videos I did this voice, which is sort of my standard issue geeky voice, and I love asparagus and it's super duper. And did you see that episode of Star Trek last week? It was awesome. Yeah, anyway, a lot of people really liked that voice. The origin of that voice for me, I mean, I know a lot of people do geeky voices like that, and I've heard it a number of people do that type of voice before. Well, where I first started doing it and heard about it was with one of my friends at Chapters that I worked with, and we sort of used it as our standard stereotypical sci-fi nerd geeky voice. So I swear to God, one day we're standing there just having a conversation, and this guy comes up to him and asks him, no word of a lie, "Excuse me, can you tell me where the science fiction section is? And he just kind of, and my buddy just kind of looks at me and he says, yeah, it's downstairs. So we waited for, okay, thanks. So he goes away, and we just looked at each other and just burst out laughing. I was like, that guy had the voice. Like, he actually spoke like that. And he was just looking at me like, I know. We were shocked. Shocked! Well, just a couple of quickies from the movie theater. The movie theater, there were so many stupid people. The ones, we got these ones a fair amount, was people who wanted their popcorn piping hot. I remember this guy comes up to me, some greasy guy. What a jerk. Yeah, you know, that guy. Now he comes up to me and says, excuse me, this popcorn is cold. I'm like, would you like me to, refill it with, I'm just popping some new popcorn. Would you like some hot popcorn? It's like, yes, please. It's like, okay, no problem. So I take his bag, I dump out the cold stuff, and I am literally filling the bag by catching the kernels as they're exploding, scalding hot, oil flying everywhere out of the popper, harming myself in the process. And he's seeing me do this. And then I scoop a few extra bits in and I catch some more, and I figure, yeah, let's give him as hot as it possibly can be. It cannot get any hotter than this. You saw it go out of the popper into the bag. So I'm there, here you go, that should be plenty hotter. I was like really proud and thought, wow, this asshole will be really impressed. Because I injured myself getting him his fucking scalding hot popcorn. So he takes it and he takes a bite. Yeah, well, that remains to be seen. And then walks away. I'm just like, internally. But externally, I'm like, enjoy your show, sir! Oh, God. We got a lot of those people. And let me ask you something. Have you ever made popcorn at home? Well, let me ask you something else. How long does it stay hot for? Last I checked, popcorn generally stays scalding hot for about 2.7 seconds. I don't know what planet this guy's from, where he can have piping hot popcorn that stays piping hot in his thermal protected popcorn bag throughout the length of the movie, but it sure as hell isn't Earth. Then there were the people who didn't know how to read a movie schedule, and somehow that was our fault. Now, there's a lot of different places you can get the schedule for the movies. You can get it online, you can get it in the paper, you can call and get the schedule right from us, whatever. So this guy comes and gets his ticket, sits down in the movie theater, and he's sitting there wondering, shouldn't the movie be starting by now? So he comes out, talks to me. He's like, excuse me, what time does the movie start? I'm like, I don't even remember. It's like, 2:30. Well, the website said it started at 1:30. I'm like, well, it starts at 2:30. I want to talk to your manager. Okay, and my manager just happened to be standing like 20 feet away. I said, well, he's right over there. You can go and talk to him if you like. So he goes, thank you. So he goes, I swear he was literally walking like that. Typical angry customer, stereotypical pose. He was kind of leaning forward a bit like, I'm gonna go kick some ass. Yeah, anyway, so I see my poor manager, who was like one of the nicest guys on earth. I still actually keep in touch with him. Great guy. Just getting the royal chewing out from this guy. He's like, your website said the movie was starting this time, and I'm sitting in that movie, and my popcorn is cold. So the manager's just like, yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I apologize, sir. Enjoy your movie, sir. Blah, 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 blah. So one of my jobs was to work the floor, which meant checking in on movie theaters and stuff. So I popped my head into this movie theater and stuff, and there's basically two other customers in there who I'm pretty sure were clearly aware of what time the movie actually started, And he's like trying to rally the other patrons together against us for posting the wrong time for the movie. That's false advertising, and we should sue them. And give me a free movie. But no. What had actually happened? This may be a shock to you, but there's more than one movie theater in this city. At one of the other movie theaters, the movie was starting at 1:30. At our movie theater, the movie started at 2:30. Oh yeah, he was looking at the wrong fucking page! And somehow, that was our fault. Enjoy your show, sir. Well, that's it for me. I'm out of time, so hope you enjoyed the stories. Talk to you next time. See you next Tuesday. 5 awesome studs. Whoa!